first of all, the current status of Dream Theater, what happened with Charlie, and if many felt the change that should have been needed
Yeah.
as far as like for the band to prosper better. So what happened with that?
You guessed it.
Yeah, it wasn't like he was bad or anything,
No, it
but
wasn't at all.
did that have an effect?
Yeah, I think
Did it get around to you or anything?
like the first show we did, it got around to us. You know,
Yeah.
it's like when he joined the band, it's like we weren't signed or anything like that. It was just like we knew he had a great voice, and it just everything just started to grow. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden we're in like doing shows where everyone's being really critical and stuff.
It must have been tough.
Yeah, but the thing about Charlie is his voice is great.
Yeah.
He has a great voice.
Not bad, I know.
He's not, and the thing that people don't realize that this isn't the band for him. You know what I mean? Like we would like at rehearsals, he would sit there and like he played piano and he played guitar. He played a whole bunch of instruments, and we should sit there and entertain us, like playing Billy Joel tunes and Elton John and stuff like that. And he's great. He has that total voice, but he just like just his image and his persona and his voice, it just wasn't, you know.
So it was a total bad decision.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Rumors are you're looking for a new deal. What's the record deal? I spoke to Mechanic yesterday. They
Did
still
you?
consider he's on the label.
Yeah, we are. We're still on the label. It's weird. I don't know how much I can actually talk about this, but I mean, I guess you guys.
I'm like Joe
deal.
Press now, so I have to inquire. You know.
Well, the thing is, everything's out in the open. You know what I mean? We were kind of unhappy with what was going on there, and since then we got like a few offers from other major labels because of this is what was not happening with MCA. It's not really Mechanic at all. We really don't have anything against Mechanic. It's just a support from MCA, which is where all the funds come from. But now that we don't have a singer, it's kind of like our band isn't fully gelled yet. So they're not going to do anything with us until they see the full Dream Theater, you know, package.
Okay.
You know, right now it's like.
Yeah. No, off the record, I think Atlantic, something like that. I mean,
Yeah, well,
you know, the thing is the key, you know, as far as filling it out,
I know.
the potential of a really good signing. Okay, all right, I'm gonna cover, you know, some band questions, some personal questions and stuff. All right, when did you start playing?
When I was 12.
12.
Yeah. So I'm 22 now.
And when did you really get serious about it becoming a profession?
Probably somewhere about when I was like 16 or 17, like around that zone. That's just when I decided that I wanted to go to music school and stuff like that.
So it's like special kind of formal training.
I took like a couple of music theory classes in high school and got into that. I never really took guitar lessons, but I went to Berkeley College of Music in Boston and studied there for 1 year. And that's about it. And that's kind of.
So your basic high school music theory.
Yeah.
And when you left high school, you went to Berkeley for you.
Right.
Okay, your daily regimen as far as building your chops. What did that consist of? I mean, each guitarist has their own.
Yeah.
Paul Gilbert style exercises, whatever. What kind of exercises do you have?
It's very disciplined. Like when I first decided, I remember like I would always try to learn like Steve Morse stuff. Like I heard the Dregs, you know what I mean? And I freaked out when I heard the Dregs. Before Steve Morse, I was getting into Rush is my favorite band. I was learning Iron Maiden solos. Like I think the biggest way that I built up my chops was I learned. Like I just like learned things from records. That's what I did. But then I was trying to learn this drag stuff, and I was like freaking out. It's like, I'm never gonna be able to do this. And then I would learn Ingve stuff too, like when I first heard Steeler, and Al Di Meola, and guys. I think those are the three main like chop meisters that I couldn't handle at that point. And then one of my teachers actually was and not even one of my teachers, he was like a band guy in high school, was like, use a metronome, and I picked up a metronome, and I remember the first day I used it, it was like a Steve Morse lick, and I had learned like the whole bash solo from the live Dregs album, and I just played it really slow with a metronome and built it up, and like a half hour later I had it, and I was like freaking out. It's like, holy shit. So that's what I did like before I had any sort of idea what was going on. I learned things. I used licks and learning songs to build my chops. And then I just developed exercises.
Basic hours a day in estimate for?
When I was in probably junior high school or high school, not junior high school, like high school, I guess, going into high school was like 6 hours a day. And then started to build up. Yeah, especially at Berkeley, it was like fucking all day. So it was really fun.
Great. Alright, and your debut, now that you look back on it, is there anything you'd like to have done differently?
On the record? Sure, you know, there are definitely things I'd like to do differently.
As far as a guitar person's standpoint,
as far as the
overall
guitar?
band, you know, there's always stuff.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I like, I wanted to use acoustic more on the album. And I'd bought in an acoustic. I bought an Ovation, and I realized that it wasn't recording well because
famous or what?
it was I forget what it was. It was a Legend or something like that. I bought it and it was brand new, and we were trying to get sounds, and for some reason it just sounded like plastic. Like every time we did, you know, that's what the guitar is. And I totally came to the conclusion that you got to use a wooden acoustic instrument if you're going to record it. So I had a classical and I used that, but I would have liked to have done a lot more acoustic stuff. I mean, I don't know. Some things I like the way they came out. Some things I think I could have played better.
I'll get to that now. As far as the production mix of the record, I think the drums and keys sound really dynamite. The guitar and bass aren't nearly as good.
No.
And they're not up front as much, and they sound a bit muddy at times.
Right.
Are you happy with that?
No,
Yeah.
that's like everybody says that. You know, everyone says, you know, next record more guitar. You know.
See, I say that because
Totally.
not because I'm a guitarist too, or whatever, but I know guitarists are the most picky people in the band, and I said to myself, it's no way he could be happy with this.
Definitely. It's weird though. I mean, some points it sounds cool. You know what I mean? But like it was the first record we ever did, and like I could have been more prepared.
Sure.
You know, like I had bought in these Randall guitar amps, and they were transistor amps, and like, you know, I didn't know the deal. I thought I was set. You know, I had a good sound. Went in there and it was like, man, these sound like shit. You know.
The band was probably well organized as far as pre-production, but as far as experience in the studio.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. In fact, when Terry Day came in, like the band was like, we were set. We really didn't do too much with pre-production. We had practiced so much. It was just like, it was just a matter of getting a good take. You know what I mean? But so far as recording techniques, like I just ended up I didn't even use my guitar. I used my guitar in the leads, but I used all these Ibanez that I just brought in. I used, it was cool. I mean, I appreciate what they did and everything, but I found out that my guitar just wasn't the deal. I used this old Marshall. I never used Marshalls. I used this old Marshall head. You know, so it's like it wasn't my sound, and like, you know, it was just weird. It was like,
Did you print effects?
I'm sorry?
Did you print effects?
What do you mean?
Did you record dry?
Oh, no. I thought you said, did you print the facts? I was like,
yeah, print.
What does the fax have to do with anything? No, everything was dry.
Okay. All right, it's obvious. I would say you like effects. I believe you use a MIDI setup, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. All right, what's your current setup from main guitars to rack them?
Okay, well, the guitar I'm using is an Ibanez custom, I don't know what you call it. But,
Steve Moy model, I don't know.
It's my model. No. It's just like, it's an Ibanez, do you know a lot about the Ibanez guitars?
No, I just know Vai's model. It's like anything.
Right, it's just like, this is my model, not that it's going to be mass produced or anything like that. But it's, these guys. Okay, so I just had it custom built. Ibanez has been really great, like since we recorded the record. They brought in like 5 guitars, they used all these different guitars, and kept the relationship going. And they sent me other ones, and then I finally went to the factory, and they built this one that was like modeled off the BC Rich that I had, so far as the neck, and it's just customized so far as the paint job. It's like a leopard skin type material finish, like underneath it. It's really cool.
Scalp the neck?
No, it's not scalp. It's a different neck joint. There's a lot of things different about it. It's really cool. I have a gem actually, which is a Steve Vai model, which is a good name also. From BC Rich, and just got a classical. So that'll be on the next record more.
The rack is really nice.
Yeah, the rack is pretty sick. The rack is basically mostly Mesa Boogie stuff. It's a Mesa Boogie 20 space rack, and there's a quad preamp in there.
ADA?
No, it's a Mesa Boogie. That's what it is. Mesa Boogie quad preamp. It's a 4-channel preamp. A 295 simulcast power, which is really powerful. So far as the effects, there's a Samson wireless in there. I think that's an effect. A TC Electronics parametric equalizer. TC Electronics 2290, which is like the chorus and that's like the main piece in it. There's so much shit in there. What else is in there? There's a rain mixer that's splitting everything up. Yeah. There's a Hush 2CX. Noise reduction, a DRV 2000 digital reverb, that's cool. A Korg digital tuner, an Ibanez compressor, another delay, an Ibanez delay. What else is there?
That's pretty complete.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit in there. I love it. Like a lot of the guitar players that I grew up with, like loving. Well, actually, two of them in particular, Alex Lifeson,
we'll get to that.
and Morris. Like they're into the effects, and like they turn me on to it. It's like I always wanted it to be like a keyboard play, like the way they can just like press program number 22, and it's immediately they don't have to do a tap dance. You know, everything's midied up to a Mesa Boogie MIDI matrix. Everything's patched into that, and it's controlled by a pedal board that Mesa Boogie is spoken matrix.
Cool. And your amplification handle?
No, it's Mesa Boogie. Yeah, that's the preamp and the power amp. That's the amplification.
Right. Yeah, Alex is loaded his son. All right, the beginning to the ones who helped set the sun. That's awesome. All right,
cool.
That'd be awesome. How'd they come about? Is that been a mix for both of these?
Well, the actual concept, like we always wanted to get more into the production aspect of records, the way like Pink Floyd used to do, and with Queensrÿche, like now, we're totally getting into that scene. But so we figured we'd like tell a story before the song started. So we actually were going to start by doing our own samples. So types keyboard, but we ended up getting CD samples and guitar. It was like blasting through the monitors. Bass was live and the keyboards was live, and the guitar sounds like a keyboard because it has like a lot of people can synthesize when it comes in with that melody, but it has like two different harmony. It has a harmony with like a fifth blow and above. Yeah, and two delays on it.
That's the answer. That's what I was looking for. Right. Your favorite track on the record? Do you have one?
Probably The Killing Hand. It's between a couple, like the It's a Jam and The Killing Hand. I think The Killing Hand is the most dynamic. It just has a lot of different levels of dynamics and a lot of different sections and characteristics.
I think that's a good segue into the next question. When you're writing a song, past and present, how do you approach the importance of the political content? For example, The Killing Hand, one of 3 songs you wrote all lyrics for. You must be proud of that. When you rather concentrate more on playing the guitar, for example, that's probably one of the strengths you'll be looking for in a new vocalist, being a good lyricist, although Kevin is really good.
That's great.
Kevin's excellent.
That's excellent. Well, that's a weird question because as much as we want the new vocalist to be involved, the new guy definitely has to be a musician. He has to know what's going on because the stuff is like it's going to go over his head. It's good if he's an instrumentalist. So far as if he's a lyricist in that, we kind of like the fact that we like writing lyrics. I mean, we definitely want another input. And in fact, our drummer wrote lyrics to a song that's going to be on the next album. And we really like that control because we write the music. So it's like as we're writing the music, we're getting all these ideas and visions and vocal melodies and so it's like as we're writing it, we're kind of getting the picture of the song.
So when you're writing it, I mean, like The Killing Hand, you would just default text like all yours.
No, we write the music together. No one guy writes the music and hands out the parts or anything like that. It's totally collaborative. It's hard to like picture, how you write.
So you get together a lot as far as, you put certain time aside for jamming practice and certain time for writing. But so the lyrics as far as yourself, you enjoy.
Yeah, totally. I write a lot. I write poems and stuff. I have a whole collection of stuff. And I like that area. You know, I mean, I like the fact that Kev writes really well too, because it's totally like I don't know. It's just really refreshing when like you have a brand new song and then someone else writes the lyrics and you know they're gonna be good, and you're reading them and you're like, yeah.
Both of his songs are really
the lyrics.
Yeah, they're very good. Okay, the next album, you have any producers in mind?
Actually, we do.
Cool.
There's a couple guys that we really like Chris Kimsey. He did Marillion and Blade Sanderson's If You're Working Hard. We like him a lot.
Caught me off guard there. I didn't know who he is. I usually know him all.
We've talked to Terry Brown quite a few times. He did the remixes on 2 singles. I don't know if you've ever heard those remixes. He had CD singles.
In fact, I just got a CD single.
Oh, really? I like the way those sound. I wish the whole record.
I haven't heard it yet. I got it as soon as I left the house.
I wish the whole record would have sounded like that. Yeah. But so we talked to him a while. I don't know if that's a smart move so far as like all the Rush comparisons that we always get. But I really like what he's done for us.
You hear the new album, Rush?
Yeah.
I heard it once, but I didn't follow that.
Oh, really?
It seemed good, and the new song is excellent, I think.
Yeah,
much better than
that's like the best song on the record, though.
Yeah,
you know?
by far. It surprised me, he's one of the best.
That record, man.
His name just doesn't click in my head for some reason, but that record, the production is great, good choice. Alright, a couple standard questions. Your favorite current music right now? Let's say albums, films.
Oh man, there's so many of them. Our drummer is like always the guy who's kind of doing the shit. You know, he listens to know what's happening. He's been turning me on to a lot of I guess they call it alternative metal stuff. Jane's Addiction. I really into Faith No More and Soundgarden. And then lately, he got me for Christmas. He got me these tapes. He wants me to listen to Red Hot Chili Peppers, which I think is really good. And those records that I mentioned before.
You should go to the show.
Actually, I was the show to Ritz.
It's not. It's the 19th.
Oh, I should go to the show.
Yeah,
I saw him a few times.
Cool. All right, your 3 biggest influential artists.
Yeah, definitely Lyson. Definitely Morse, without a doubt. He's like my #1.
I gotta get his new record.
Oh man, it's ridiculous. There's so much music. Whenever let me finish this one. Who's the third one? I don't know. Maybe it's Yngwie. You know, I can't. Al Di Meola. Probably Al Di Meola before him.
So Al, Lyson, and
Morse. Yeah.
And 3 favorite guitarists out there. 3 and 2.
Yeah. No, they're like
both the same.
They're the same. Yeah. They're definitely the same.
That's cool. Well, most people don't appreciate Lyson because he was a monster. He offers so much.
He's the man.
Okay, let's see. Your band's style is almost like a rebirth of sorts as far as progressive metal. A lot of people, like myself, that I met at the Rhode Island show, must have approached these guys with welcome arms. As far as people who've already made it, musicians, who some that have shown support. You guys think Fates Warning, for example?
Yeah, definitely Fates Warning. I've become really good friends with those guys. Rush is one of them, actually. Alex Lifeson is into us.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he said that in an interview. There's an all-Rush fanzine that they had featured us in and stuff. And they asked Alex if he had heard of us. And I wish I never did. You know, he was like, that makes our job that much harder.
That must be great.
Yeah, he said that we inspired him and shit, which is really cool. There are a lot of.
Jeez, imagine if you made them go back to a metal record.
Also, King's X, last time they played here, they actually were listening to a disc on the bus, and they said that they recognized us as the influence, which is cool. Those guys, King's X, I forgot to mention that, it's meant a lot.
Yeah, that Faith No More, King's X, that was my top 15 of the year, top 10. It's just great. So Fates Warning, good, that's good answer. I was looking for something that's good. The Rush, that's good answer. That License or whatever.
Oh, Steve Morse too is another one.
Really?
Because he played the Ritz, and Marillion's another one too. He played the Ritz at Marillion. 14th, I forgot when it was, the last show with Charlie. And they were into it. They were into the band. Steve Morse, he had heard us a few times, and actually last time he played with us, we went up to him, we gave him the disc finally, and then he saw Mike, our drummer, and he recognized him at a convention in New York. And he was like, man, you guys are great. He's totally going off. And I was like, oh my god.
Cool.
So yeah, some of these guys that have been our influences have fucking recognized me, which is really cool. Also, Jeff Tate at one point, Queensrÿche,
Great guys, I know.
they were really into it. They said that they were into the stuff. They were giving us advice and stuff. Well, I never really thought about that question.
Yeah, I'm glad I asked you.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. Cool. I don't have any more questions. I don't think I could think of any.
There's something before I was going to elaborate
yeah,
on.
if there's anything you want to...
It's that music question that always gets me. What music do I listen to now? There's so much shit, man. I've been listening to the classical stuff since I started playing classical guitar.
The best show... Yeah, I'll touch a second. What's his name? Derek Simon. I don't want to put you on the spot, but are you happy with...
Yeah.
Happy with Derek? What happened with the Fates going overseas? This guy just got back to Fitzgerald?
Yeah, that was kind of after the fact, but it's like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, like, what went on, like, why we didn't go with Fates and stuff like that. We had
it's always struggling.
Yeah, I mean, we had a tour set up actually before the Fates one in Europe that Derek was dealing with the promoter over there. And then when we found out the Metal Church wasn't going to do the tour with Fates, we tried to hook up with them. And I guess the other promoter just, since we left him, he kind of blew us off. I don't even know the fucking red tape involved, but,
It's really not far-fetched. Guys were, if it was the right time, you could probably hook up with Rush. Then again, they probably would, they could probably play the full 2 hours in an arena show, but it's really not far-fetched, man. You guys definitely got a shot. When I first heard your album, Paula, the editor, was like raving about it, and she was like, oh, well, the drummers definitely blows me further away. And this. I was like, wait a minute, fuck these guys. I was ready to dig into you guys. So at first I was a little apprehensive, but the more I listened to it, the more I really appreciate you guys. And then the Rhode Island show, was that your best show?
I think so.
Definitely.
I think so.
It seemed like everybody was really into it. I appreciate you guys.
That's cool.
And that's really well. Alright, I'll need your address to send you, a P.O. box or whatever.
I talked to Ed about those pictures. He said that you should call him about those. And I got his number. It's in my car, actually.